What if I told you you literally could do anything that you set your mind to? We're talking about manifestation. And maybe you don't really believe in it. Maybe you think it's a bunch of baloney. Or maybe you're someone who has heard of manifestation. You really want it to work for you, but you've been trying and it hasn't been. Well, you know what? Your mind is your most powerful tool. And in this video, I want to tell you the best ways to allow your mind to work for you. My name's Candy and I am a wellness coach. I'm certified in meditation of 200 hours, as well as a personal trainer and group fitness instructor. So let's dive into these tips. And by the way, make sure to stay until the end of the video so then that way you can see my most recommended method to be able to make sure that these tips actually work in your life. So first of all, if we're talking about your mind and how it has the power to manifest anything that you want into reality, what does that really mean, right? So for your mind to manifest your reality, obviously it would start with your thoughts, because your mind thinks. Thoughts naturally come from it. So your thoughts influence your feelings, which then in turn influences your actions. And that's what creates manifestations. So for your thoughts, they're very powerful tools, because if you think about it, which you think about every single day, in its own way, it will influence your reality. For example, say you don't like your job and you're constantly thinking, oh my God, I hate my job. I wish I wasn't here. I wish I didn't work here anymore. Hi. So if you're constantly thinking that you don't like your job and that you hate it, you wish you didn't work there, you obviously don't feel good thinking that, right? You're in a state where you're in a negative energy, and then in turn with that, your actions won't line up to how you really want to be. You obviously don't want to hate your job. You don't want to end up feeling negative in a job that you work at. You don't want to feel negative in a place that you work. So basically, if you think about that, if you're constantly thinking you don't like your job, you feel like you don't like your job, and you're not feeling positive when you're there, then you'll manifest basically not working at your job anymore. And I have a good example for that. For me personally, I worked at a job that was front desk at a fitness studio, and even though it was in the realm of the profession that I'm interested in, which is wellness, I wasn't happy folding towels at a front desk and doing sales all the time. So in my mind, I constantly would think, why am I here? Like, I'm just wasting time folding towels. I really felt this dread in my heart, you know. And so eventually, as 1 or 2 months passes by, for my own actions, I wasn't showing up on time. I would be late. Even if I did my job properly and I worked really hard, I still ended up being late in terms of my actions, right? And then my manager, of course, noticed. So then she talked to me about it, and she asked if I really actually wanted to be there. And then I, in turn, with my strong, intense emotions about the job, told her, no, I really don't want to be there. And so in a way, I mean, that manifested me not working there anymore. I didn't get fired or anything. That didn't happen. I didn't get fired for admitting that. But no, I stepped down on my own. And so that manifested me not having that job anymore because I didn't want to be there, right? But in a way, that opened up doors for me to have other opportunities too. So, you know, like with the negative feelings, that did manifest my reality in a sense. Overall, that initially it sounds like a bad experience, like, oh, she manifested something bad that happened. But in reality, even though it sounded bad, I mean, it just was the manifestation of my thoughts, feelings, and actions, not necessarily good or bad. It's more like a neutral thing. And at the end of the day, it did open up doors for me, so I could see it more as a positive thing. But in terms of manifesting what we really actually truly want in our heart, which for me losing a job wasn't really what I wanted in my heart. I didn't want to be there. That in a sense was in my heart, but to manifest the things we really actually want in our heart, what do we do to get that to happen? Tip number 1, which I would say is one of the most important things just as a foundation to being able to manifest what you want, is getting rid of limiting beliefs. Trash it. Throw it away. Erase limiting beliefs. Rewrite new beliefs into your mind. Rewrite your own story. So what are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs are basically the thoughts and beliefs systems in our minds that we have subconsciously about ourselves, that we were conditioned with from how we were raised, how our environment is, our society is, that we grow up in. So a lot of the times I can end up being, I'm not good enough, right? That's one thing a lot of people end up thinking subconsciously in their mind. I'm not smart enough. I'm not funny enough. I'm not capable, right? Limiting beliefs, and these are belief systems keep you from becoming the best version of yourself and obtaining this higher goal for yourself that you dream of, that you feel positive of in your heart. So what is one way to get rid of your limiting beliefs? One way would literally be to rewire your mind, rewire your brain, all the beliefs that you do have about yourself, by writing down the strengths that you notice about yourself. Hey! This dog is cute. So one way to get rid of those limiting beliefs is to rewire your brain to think of mainly the positive thoughts that you think about yourself, to think about your strengths, the things that you see yourself wanting to become, writing it as if it's already true in the present. So literally writing down positive affirmations. You can write down, I am powerful, I am capable, you can literally write down a scenario of what you want to do. Like, I am sitting on the beach in Cabo, Mexico, and I'm enjoying the sun on my skin. I have an infinite amount of money. Money keeps coming to me. I attract abundance to me. So literally writing all the things that you want down, all the things that you see in your life down, all the traits that you see in yourself that currently that are strengths, but also the traits that you see in yourself growing into, that you want to become. And speaking that with conviction, speaking it with power in your heart. And you literally could do this looking into the mirror, which is a very vulnerable thing. You could sit in front of a mirror and read all your affirmations in front of the mirror out loud. Or you can even just sit down in a quiet space where you feel most comfortable and then be able to say it out loud. Still, I think the most important part is saying it with a lot of meaning, because that way you'll truly feel it in your heart, right? Your thoughts that you're writing down, and then when you speak it with more emotion, it becomes more intense, of course, right? And it becomes more real for yourself, and you feel it more in your heart. And that's what you want to become into your reality, right? You want to feel those positive things about yourself to become who you really want to be, or to manifest the goal or situation, event that you want to happen, right? Erasing limiting beliefs can be a bit challenging. It can be hard work. You do have to put effort into it, but once you start doing it more and more, and just with repetition, you really will start feeling it more and believing it more. And it's really a crucial part of being able to manifest your reality. You want to be able to have more positive thoughts about yourself. And in any moment that you can catch yourself possibly thinking something negative, as soon as you catch that, you cease it, you stop, say like, hey, no, how can I flip that? Give the flip side to your limiting belief whenever you notice it. If limiting beliefs is something that you struggle with, let me know down below in the comments. I personally myself have struggled a lot with limiting beliefs, just thoughts that would creep up in the back of my mind. And it can be hard, but with support and just knowing that other people go through the same thing, it just helps each other not feel alone as a sense of community, you know? So you never know who you can help. And, you know, I would love to know if you try this technique and if it helps you. I would love to know. I say give it a try, a week, 2, up to a month, and then come back to this video, save it, and then let me know how it works for you. So now tip number 2 would be stepping into your desired way of being. So what does that really mean? That means now turning the thoughts that you'll have into the feelings when you say it, right? But then you act on those thoughts. So I briefly did mention it in the last tip toward the end, that as soon as you notice that you're having any negative limiting beliefs, old ways of being, notice that, stop it, cease it, and then reframe that. So an example would be, I'm not smart enough to do that. I'm not capable of doing that. And then instead you flip it around and you say like, well, I think I could definitely learn to do that. You know, I could try to do that. I am able to do that. So definitely just like reframing, I'm not, I can't, I don't, and instead saying, you know, I can do this. You know, I am able to do this. I have this. I get to do this. I get to learn. I get to be capable. I get to learn about something. I get to become stronger. You know, whatever it is that is a limiting belief for you, flipping it around, turning that into action, choosing to be that, you could say, a 2.0 version of you, manifesting what you actually really want. I can get that job. Oh, I'm gonna work on getting that job. And you can go even further and act as if you do already have it. Oh, I do have that job. In another reality, I'm living that existence. You see yourself living that job. You want to learn piano? Oh, I can play piano. I can. And then you have to choose to actively get the piano though and learn it, you know, or look up maybe like how to do it. Have someone teach you that already knows. You know, you're going to actively take action on being able to do that, as well as being able to reframe your thoughts. Combining those 2 tips together, and then you really are able to manifest your reality. It really is an energy shift. It's like if you constantly think you're not going to be able to do something, you're not going to have the love of your life, then you're just not going to have that, right? You're not going to do it because that's all you'll see. So if you choose instead to think about the best possibilities of what can happen, then the door is open for you, right? You see the possibility. You allow yourself to be open in your heart. Okay, this is a possibility. This can happen. I can find a love of my life. I can do this. I can learn this instrument, right? And then, of course, choosing to take the action to allow that to manifest into your life. And this, of course, all plays into the idea of the law of attraction, right? Like you attract to you. You're the magnet. And so if you're constantly thinking negative things, then that's what's going to be attracted to you, right? Like if you give out positive energy, like you smile at someone, they'll smile back. If you're angry at someone, you frown at them, they're going to look at you like, who's this person? Like, why are they giving me that dirty look, you know? So literally your mind and how that plays into your feelings and your actions really is the biggest tool to creating what you need in your life. So tip number 3 is detachment. And it's not really what it sounds like to some people. It's not about not caring at all. It's more about basically when you detach from how your manifestation will happen, how your goals will come into your reality. Detach from how exactly you want it to happen. And basically it allows more room for the universe, for the higher powers of life to allow your goals, your dreams to come into reality. So just sort of, you know, you could see how, okay, I want this manifestation to happen like this, you know, but maybe be okay with it not happening that way, right? You have to be open to the possibilities. And then when you're open, you're able to receive easier. And there's so many different ways things can happen in life, right? So many different pathways things can happen. So when you're able to allow yourself to be open, you just let go of clinging too much to the idea of like, oh, I must have it to happen like this. Like, oh, the person that I want to be the love of my life, it must be my ex or something. Like, it's just that if you're too attached to the idea, then it's an intense energy that honestly, like, it just won't happen. Like, if you think about it, if you're, say, like, in general, like, a good example is, like, I can give a love example. So say, like, you really do have a crush on someone, right? And then you're, like, too attached to, like, oh, I need them to like me. I want them to like me. You just seem so desperate, right? And energetically that will repel, right? It's like with anything in life, right? If you seem too clingy, like even at a job interview, right? Like, oh, I must have this job. Like, oh, please, I hope you guys really give me this job. Oh my God. Then there's just going to be some resistance there. It's all energy, right? Like, it's all a give and take. And then when you're able to set what you want, know it, that you want that confidently, but then just allow for whatever needs to happen, whatever flows in to flow in, then you allow what you want to manifest, all your goals and dreams to happen at, honestly, a beautiful miracle way. You manifest a miracle in ways that you don't expect, and it becomes amazing, and it feels even more special in a lot of ways. And I know that detachment can be a hard concept for a lot of us to be able to grasp, and I also can relate to that too, because I'm someone who can be very stubborn, and when I want something, I usually, I do want it to be like some kind of planned, certain kind of way a lot of the time, but as I've gone through some things in life, I've learned to just, accept what is. And honestly, you're just less stressed out that way, and you're happier not having things be some kind of specific way. You got to be open to things. It definitely allows you to be happier and more free in life rather than so rigid and worried and desperate. So I hope that tip number 3 helped you out, and I hope that last bit I said helped you feel a little less resistance maybe toward the idea of detachment. And so now we're toward the end of the video here, and just as I promised in the beginning of the video, I'm going to tell you my most recommended method to be able to help your manifestations come into reality. And that would be meditation. Of course, as a meditation teacher, I will always advocate for meditation, and I know to some people who've never practiced meditation, at this point everyone, I'm sure, has heard of meditation. There's people out there that think meditation has to be for spiritual people, has to be for religious people, has to be, I don't know, for people who don't believe in anything, new age, whatever. But no, it doesn't matter like what you believe in, don't believe in. Meditation, all it really is about cultivating a sense of awareness, being able to be present, being able to first initially focus on your breath, because your breath is what you need to live to exist, right? So meditation allows you to be aware of your breath, how deeply you're breathing, how it makes you feel coming in and out, and being able to utilize your breath to stay calm, because your breath, without going into too much science, but your breath allows your nervous system to be calm and know that you're not stressed or in any immediate danger. I'm going to talk about that in another video, but meditation is so important for being able to be aware. And once you can be aware of your own breath, you can be aware of your own actions. You can be aware of anything in your present moment. And it's something that's really important to build as a skill set for yourself, because we breathe all the time anyway, right? So if you're not able to be aware of your own breath, how can you be aware of your day-to-day life situations, right? So if you haven't meditated before, I actually have meditation videos on my channel. I can link them here if I'm able to get that happening. And yeah, I recommend trying them out. There's a bunch of different kinds of meditations that you can do. There's no one specific way you have to meditate. At simplest, it's just you breathing, right? You breathing and noticing your breath. And if your mind trails off into any thoughts, then you just notice that, You don't have to stop your mind from thinking completely, and that's not the point. It's just about having awareness, right? So you just bring your awareness back to your breath. And if you're someone who already meditates, then I recommend doing it more. Try your best to incorporate it into your routine as much as you can, because honestly, meditation, having that awareness, is the one way you're going to be able to have my notes here, is the one way you're going to be able to notice your thoughts and your feelings and how your actions are, right? So I recommend it. All these tips, erasing your limiting beliefs and stepping into who you really want to be through your actions, like all of that you can do if you don't meditate, but most likely if you're not meditating, you're not as aware of what's going on in your life. You're not as present. And these days, life, the hustle and bustle of life is just so busy. These days we have such short attention spans. We're always doing something or running around, so it's very important to stay grounded and aware. So that concludes my video, and I really hope that these tips help you feel a little more understood, hopefully empowered to be able to start taking this initiative on your life, because we're all capable of doing it. We all are connected in this way where we can breathe, we can build awareness, we can get better at it. We all are the same when we have like limiting beliefs. We all grew up certain ways where, maybe we were told certain things that weren't so empowering and they weren't so good for our confidence. But, you're not alone on this journey, and we all have things that we have to heal from. And the good part is that you really actually can. And I could say for myself that even me doing this YouTube video is me just choosing to step out of my comfort zone and manifest something for myself. And I love helping people, and if there's any way I can do that, I would hope that this video does do that. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. If this did inspire you in any way, if you felt something from it, if you had some kind of light bulb aha moment, then please let me know down below in the comments. You never know who you can help, who can relate to you in your situation. Feel free to be vulnerable, because I want to build a community where we can all be there for each other and where kindness can be the biggest revolution, So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll share my meditation videos below down in the comments. And if you're interested in any one-on-one wellness coaching, I am a personal trainer, I'm a meditation teacher. I can help you with your life. I can help you get to your goal. So if you think you want one-on-one service from me, then let me know down below. I have a Calendly link down below where you can basically book a free intake to see what maybe we can work out for you. All right, thank you so much, and one love. Bye.